Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, welcome. I am delighted that you're here. And I must tell you that everybody behind the scenes here is absolutely exhausted. So send us your beautiful energy. This is a monumental and magical moment for us. And I have to tell you, it's something that is really, really sacred to me. So we're going to go through the very first reveal of the new Positive Prime platform in the shape that it's in now. And there are a couple of things I really want you to know from the outset. So the first thing I'll do is I'll actually just screen share and I'll be able to show you what it looks like currently. And then I'm going to invite those of you who are really truly now considered my special friends, this private inner circle of exclusive experts, and we get to see something before everybody else does. And here's the way it's essentially going to be happening. We have it ready and there's an enormous amount in the background, and we are also going to be transferring everything over from what was Mind Power Technology or Mind PT to Positive Prime. We will be migrating over the next couple of days, and it is a massive effort, absolutely huge. So Mind PT is not going to go away just yet. For the next month or two, every single human being, and there are over 80,000 plus accounts of actual people who currently use Mind PT, and they may have either been gifted a session via a referral code from one of our special professionals, or they may have actually purchased a session or a package, or all of that is going to be maintained, honoured. We understand that it's a real privilege for us to actually have so many people in our community, and we will do our very best to make sure that every single thing that you currently see in your Mind PT account, you will be able to see in your Positive Prime account within a month. And it is actually a laborious process. It's incredibly complex. It's quite difficult. And I have to say, the team of software engineers that we've got working on this are very impressive, and they've got their hearts in the right place as well. So this is what you'll see if you're one of our Mind PT professionals. You're either a coach, or you're a teacher, or you're a team leader, or you are a staff manager. In essence, you're going to have a dashboard like this. And I'm going to give you all an opportunity to trial this. And I'm going to explain to you a couple of the different aspects of Positive Prime compared to Mind PT. The truth is that when we created Mind PT with a former group of people who are involved as software engineers or programmers, coders, we actually essentially disconnected from them, and we disengaged and we discontinued, and in the process there was some very serious effective damage. There was some corporate espionage, there was all sorts of drama, and it has taken us years to figure out how we actually do what we need to do to migrate to something that's brand new and absolutely wonderful in terms of its ability to be modified and flexible and scale. So suffice to say, and I'm sharing this as absolutely just me being super honest with you, in order for us to actually pick up a session from Mind PT and put it here into Positive Prime takes essentially the equivalent of around about one full-time software engineer with the most extraordinarily high caliber experience and skills, plus at least one other assistant who is certainly at a manager level, but probably not at a chief level or president level, just in terms of technology. And it actually also takes a specialist who's a designer, a UX and UI person. And one session to migrate over has actually turned out to take more than a day. And when you're talking about incredible professionals who charge anywhere between $300 and $500 US an hour, you have to make these kinds of decisions about what will we actually do, and should we bring everything over, and do we actually just recreate everything from scratch? The truth is that we are going to be doing the importing, and we have imported and we now know how to, and we will probably get faster as we go. But I need you to know that it's exciting. I love what we've created and I love the intention behind what we've created. So let's just call this something brand new. Now, there are a lot of Mind PT people who have actually personalized their sessions. So they've customized with their own photographs of themselves, their families, goals that they may have. And in fact, they may have also written their own goal statements and have those appearing. All of that will be migrated over. But interestingly enough, the actual wizard that we're going to have in the background of this that will allow you to create your own session is going to be far superior anyway. But the actual full functionality will be revealed over the next month to 2 to 3 months. It should actually be pretty much in place by the end of February, and then we will essentially deploy to an iOS app in March, and the same for an Android app. I am the kind of person who has lots of personal photographs. I've really customized my sessions, and I have lots of my goal statements. The interesting thing is this is an absolute true story. I have a photograph. I'm just going to go here to my profile in settings. Can you see what this photograph is? Well, it looks like I was just about to change it. Let me see if I can increase this. This is actually a photograph of the Monte Carlo Opera House. And this is the stage that I will be speaking on at the end of this year with a lineup of speakers that is way beyond my wildest imagination. And I can't tell you any more because we actually are in an embargo, and I'm not allowed to do any publicity around it. But I can tell you it is really, really a thrill, an honor, a privilege. And I'm already hyperventilating with excitement. In fact, kind of every couple of days I might have this moment where I think, gosh, I've got to have some really powerful hypnotherapy to be able to pull this one off. But here's the crazy thing. I have had a personal photograph of the Monte Carlo Casino in the sessions that I've been playing, never actually even knowing that it was the Monte Carlo Opera House, right? So I started this journey nearly 8 years ago, creating something that was essentially a manifestation tool, something that would be truly magnificent and magical and allow for miracles. And I really believed in the esoteric and the spiritual and so forth. But the truth is that we actually have a very solid neuroscientific and positive psychology tool that is all about applying the best principles, and it stands as a really substantial technology in and of and by itself without any kind of reference to anything that could be considered out there. But I kind of never want to let go of the fact that either my reticular activating system and my creative visualization has actually caused this into being, and that there have been a billion tiny little pieces of the puzzle that have had to fall into place that will see me on that stage. It is just ridiculous to fathom how that happens. So anyway, let me just explain to you that you can see up here credits. I'm going to go through an actual explanation of how you can create your own account. When you create your own account now, the truth is you won't have the sessions that you have in Mind PT. So if you're like me, you might continue to actually watch your sessions via your iOS app on your iPad. In fact, I've got one going all the time. But there's a really major point to make here, and that is we have a new model that allows you to gift positive prime to others. And we actually also have something really special in terms of earning credits. So I'll give you a little bit of a background. On the journey, when I've been out speaking, and in fact, Patty Krummer has been in the audience in some of these instances, we've been approached by people who really want to leverage what is, or harness the power of priming purposefully and positively. And in essence, they've been financially challenged. There's a situation. They could be in a recovery program, or they could be going through a very expensive medical treatment program, or they could have just been plunged into the process of divorce, or they're struggling. And actually, the truth is this particular technology is probably best suited to people who are thriving and want to break through to, you know, extraordinary new heights. So it really is a performance management tool, or a peak performance enabling tool, because of what it facilitates. But I think that most of the people who are drawn to this initially are people who need some kind of interruption to their monkey mind, that really negative self-talk or inner dialogue. And what they're actually doing is hopefully really transmuting that part of themselves and transforming into having a very empowering, nurturing, cheerleader type of self-talk and inner dialogue. So anyway, these people basically have been saying, we really, really would love to use Positive Prime, but maybe we can't afford a membership or anything else like that. And so it got me thinking about how we were going to start with a new foundation. And in essence, what will happen is we will be able to get people to go and sign up, and we will give them a referral code. So my referral code is actually Kim24, Kim-24 with a capital K. You'll all have your own. Every single human that actually has an account within Positive Prime will have their own referral code. The referral code is actually at this stage related to the person. And most of our professionals might have one or two sessions that they've co-created with us. And we won't have referral codes that actually relate to sessions, at least for the next couple of months. We'll be building in a different layer going forward. So anyway, who wants to try this? Should I actually show you how I'm going to try it? I'm going to log out, and I'm going to actually create a new account. So I'm going to go and click here and sign up. You can all write this down if you like, because you can do this afterwards. https://app.positiveprime.com/login. I'll repeat that. It's https:// like, what do you call those things? Like colon? Are they called colons? Yes, they are. Not semicolon. Yes, colons. // app.positiveprime.com/login. Alrighty, so we want to create a new account, don't we? Yes, I'm going to create one for my beautiful other half, Cameron McNeil. And his email address is Cameron. No, where are we? Cameron. Oh, I'm recording this, aren't I? And I can't block it out. All right, so he might get a lot of unwanted emails. We might have to change his email address after this. Anyway, you need to have 6 numerals or digits for your password. I can tell you that. And then, what did I say the referral code was? Was it 24? 24. Okay. Create account. And woohoo! We're in for Cameron. Now, here's the beautiful truth. Because he had a referral code, he now has 120 credits. Who can see this up here in the top right-hand corner? Okay. A session in the new world in Positive Prime is actually worth 120 credits. What is happening over the next 24 to 48 hours is that we are starting to actually transfer in to Positive Prime some sessions from Mind PT. The process is not going to take 365 days, 1 day per session. It's probably going to take 30 days. But that's a lot of work for the team to be doing. It might happen faster, but I can't promise anything yet. What I am hoping is that our schedule will allow for us to actually have 380 plus sessions in the actual new Positive Prime within 30 days, or worst case, it'll be 60 days, but that is absolute worst case. All right, so once somebody has 120 credits, they can use them, but I want everybody to, in the very first instance, go to settings. eventually we will actually create it such that somebody will probably get a little pop-up that says, please complete your profile in the settings area before they can actually go to the main page in the dashboard. So Cameron is not only a very qualified tax accountant who's retired, who used to own a construction industry business, he is also a real estate agent. So we might put here real estate sales agent. And in Australia, that's a very prestigious thing to do. We might put in our postal address. And as you can see, it is, and shall I say when his birthday is? You can all wish him his birthday. I can't remember what year. Oh, I think I can. Now, gender, decline to state, or he is male and he is subscribed. So we'll save some changes, okay? So we save that after we've, oh, no, hang on. What happened then? Cameron, did I change this? Oh, yes, I did, because it also filled because it was on my computer. All right, save changes. So now we should see something different over here. It should go back to Cameron McNeil, and here is his title. All right, so let's click on the picture and let's choose a photograph of him. And we'll go here to iCloud, and we'll go here to, oh, here we go. And we'll find a photo of Kim and Cameron. That'll do, won't it? We'll see. And all of a sudden he'll have his profile created. One of the things that we will be doing with the date of birth, even though it's not compulsory, is we will actually be awarding all of our users a gift on their birthday. And I'm really excited about that. And we've got all sorts of different ideas. But if you've got any suggestions about what kinds of awards we could add in, please let us know. It could be an Amazon gift card. It could be coaching. We might actually do some partnership deals with people who actually want to be included as an award in our awards program. We've had 1 or 2 people who've already approached us. You can imagine a best-selling author who wants to give away an ebook to everybody. So there's all sorts of opportunities that are arising. I think I may have chosen a huge file, or we have a situation where the internet is going slow. Can you all still hear me? Yes, you can. Okay. All right. Should I choose a different file and see what's happening? Maybe I chose an image that. Where is Mr. Cameron? I think that's the only one. Sorry, this was going to be much faster. Have you already all created your own account? Should I put a photograph of me in for Cameron? He probably wants to stare at me, doesn't he? Okay, let's see what's happening here now. Oh, it's still loading. I would say that because I'm on Zoom and I'm recording to the cloud, I would dare say my internet is absolutely being taxed. But if this doesn't work, we'll have to do it a bit later. So back to essentially the essence of what I really wanted to do. I wanted to create a beautiful community of global positive prime influencers. People who, as Michelle Gillen would talk about, broadcast happiness. People who are positively impacting and affecting those around them, so they can actually genuinely encourage them to also purposefully prime themselves in a positive way every single day. And in fact, cost isn't the prohibitive limiting factor that might stop somebody from actually doing it. And so when you give somebody your referral code and they sign up and create an account, they will receive 120 credits. And the best thing is that with every single viewing of a session every day, they will earn credits. So there's something going on here. So let's just do this. Let's go out of here and come back to the dashboard. All right, so I'm going to suggest that we use these 120 credits to buy being happier to begin with. So here is a description. There'll be some screenshots. There's some information about the author. And in this particular part of the website, within the next 6 months, we will actually have some extra functionality so that, let's just say you're the author or the coach and you actually want people to use their credits to actually get to know you. So it's a marketing and promotional, really it's an opportunity for you. And what we will do is create an opportunity where they can actually connect with you from within here. So after they have experienced your session, maybe they get to know you, maybe they get to check out what kind of views you have, what kind of voice there is, or the essence of your message in your session. Then they actually might want to coach with you or join your email newsletter or something like that. So we will be facilitating that relationship building, that social connection within the actual platform. But let's just get it now. So it says buy it for 120 credits, and we click it and we're buying it, and it says thank you for purchasing, being happier. You can watch this session now. So let's go and watch it, shall we, for a moment? And I will explain that before and after every single session now, we want to record how people are feeling because we want to be able to see if we're moving the needle. So right now I'm anxious because I'm really keen to hear what you all think. Do you think I should say, look, the truth is I'm a little anxious. This is a big day for us. So I'll do this and then I'll continue to the session. Woo! So who can hear that? Let me just mute that. Oh, good. So you don't hear the music. Or do you all want to hear the music for a moment? Okay, so here's the truth. In our new platform, within the next 4 months, you will actually see that you can choose your own music for every single session. You'll be able to essentially edit the experience inside the app. We have to get everything right in the web first before we can deploy it to the app. And that's actually what we want to do. So for the entire world, for the next month or so, the only option will be to actually come to the website within a web browser, essentially on your laptop. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to do it on your mobile device. It just won't be optimized just yet. And we're not going to hook up from our main website, positiveprime.com, the sign-up function for at least 24, 48 hours. We actually really want most people to be introduced to this new concept, particularly people who don't know anything about me, don't know anything about Mind Power Technology or Mind PT. They've never had any exposure. You're a brand new person and you are actually just really excited about what this is. You've been through everything in the science area of the website. You can explain it. You can enthusiastically encourage them. And quite frankly, they're just going to start afresh. And it's going to be like a private community or an exclusive opportunity to begin with. You'll give them https://app.positiveprime.com/sign up, I think it is, or login. Was it actually sign up? I think it may have been sign up, not login. I think it's sign up. So who wrote down login instead of sign up? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure it's sign up. Okay, so let me explain to you what's happening here inside the system. The default time to watch a session is 15 minutes. I personally like to watch all sessions on a slower speed to begin with. So I'm going to go down to speed 1, and you can see here, and I would have 43 minutes left if I was going to continue to watch it on this particular speed. And the truth is that I believe that we need to allow for the retina in our eyes to process the smiles so that our mirror neurons start to actually essentially react. Our bodies start to think that we're smiling, and we start to produce more of this fabulous chemical cocktail in dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin. And in fact, what we actually do are flooding the brain so that we can bring about Barbara Fredrickson's broaden and build theory. And we are creating the environment whereby accelerated learning is actually possible. So we know from all the research that has been done that when there is an increase in dopamine, people who are learning will learn more, learn faster, retain it for longer, be able to recall it more easily. That's just now scientific fact. So the truth is that any message that is considered within this context, when we absorb it via this experience, we are actually learning more faster. We will retain it and we will be able to recall it. And as a consequence, I kind of think that for every subject taught by every teacher in every institution, every educational environment, every workplace training and development program should actually have a summary of the core messages, the essence of the teaching and the training inside an actual positive prime session. I'm really excited to see where that goes. And of course, I want to invite lots of amazing people on the journey for that. Now, what happens is that you can speed it up to speed 10, and I'll start to answer some questions in a second. And you can also go to full screen. So, interestingly enough, you have to watch for a minimum of 3 minutes before you are rewarded with credit. So can you see up here in Cameron's account, we used his 120 credits that he was gifted by me by using my referral code, and he claimed this particular session. He actually then will earn 4 credits if he watches for 3 minutes. He will earn 0 if he does not watch for at least 3 minutes. Why is it 3 minutes? Well, because when we did the actual research to determine if a session actually scientifically works, and Sean and Michelle were involved in that, we did the testing on 3 minutes. It takes 3 minutes to have your brain in a positively primed state. And that cognitive state is actually what we're trying to achieve. There are also messages that are going to be sent from a positively primed brain throughout the body and certainly into the environment if you believe in consciousness being an other than consciousness, not just a subconscious and unconscious and a consciousness. And I certainly do believe in a other than consciousness environment that we exist in as well. And, the work that's being done in quantum physics is astounding in that effect. So what would happen is you would receive a bonus point when you actually complete the session. So you earn 4 credits when you watch it for at least 3 minutes, and then you earn a 5th credit, a bonus 1 credit when you watch it all the way to the end. And I would essentially recommend to everybody that they watch at least 1, 2, 3 minutes on speed 1, 2, or 3, and then speed it up and kind of go for the max until they actually finish each and every session. That is probably what I would recommend to most of my clients. Right? Now, here's the beautiful part about all of this. I love it. Let me just go quickly to some questions to see if anybody has a question. Any questions? I can see a comment. Let me go to the chat for one moment. Perfect. Patty, you're a sweetheart. It is /sign up for the first time, and then it's /login after that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alrighty, so what will have happened is that because I referred a new user, Cameron, a brand new person who has no recollection of what Mind PT was or is or isn't. He's just a brand new user. He's very happy. He's watched his first session being happier. And I'm encouraging him to watch at least 1 session, like being happier, at least once per day, every day for at least the first 7 days. And try not to watch necessarily more sessions. Now, I'm a little bit of a nerdy freak. So I am actually the kind of person, when I buy a program, I try to go through the whole thing all at once. So I, quite frankly, would find it very difficult to follow my own advice. I'd probably want to watch 3 or 4 sessions, 3 or 4 times a day. And if you want rapid transformation, the more you watch, the better. So it's still going for another minute. And I'm going to just bug out of here, and I'm not going to complete it. And let's see what happens, okay? So I'm going to go and have a look here at my sessions. Oh, congratulations. You've earned a bonus of 4 credits for this session. I didn't get my bonus. Well, Cameron didn't get his bonus. Whoops, sorry. Obviously, If you're going to earn 5 credits a day, it's going to take you about 24 days of continuous consecutive watching in order for you to actually build up enough points, being 120 credits, for you to actually just simply go and exchange your credits for a new session. So you can build your library. And anybody on the planet can now build their library and be exposed to and access amazing content that will be really inspiring and educational from hundreds, even maybe thousands of people. And you know what? I think it's one of the best ways for somebody to actually get to know a potential author or coach. Just experience them by essentially investing your credits in them. So do I feel the better or the same or not better? Well, actually, I do feel a little bit better. Does anybody else feel a little bit better? Done. Now, can you see I've got 4 credits up here? Can you see that this is the session I now have in my library? But if I go over here to recently watched sessions, I can actually see that I just watched that for 8 minutes. And before I was anxious and after I was better. We are going to be essentially collating all of this data, de-identifying it, and doing a massive piece of research across more than 80 countries in the world and highly likely more than 50,000 people, but we need your help to get there. And I want to be able to talk about the results of the research when I'm on that stage at the Monte Carlo Opera House. So my hope, my wish, my invitation, my request, my ask of you is to go and encourage as many people as you know to actually sign up, create a brand new account, and go use their 120 credits, get Being Happier, and watch Being Happier over the next 7 days. After that, they will start to see more sessions in their account. And we want to hopefully have each and every single one of us do this at least 5, 10, 20, 30, 50 times. I'll tell you something really fascinating, and I'm going to log out of here and go and log back into my own. So here I'm going to go back to Kim Serafini. I don't know if any of you noticed, but I actually had 245 credits in my account. Did anyone see that before I logged out? So because I just invited Cameron and Cameron used my referral code, not only did he get a gift of 120 credits, I got a gift of 120 credits too, right? The question is, why do you want 120 credits? Well, let me help you by going here to positiveprime.com so that you can all navigate to this area. In the buy area, there's something called credit and reward, right? If you go to the credit and reward page, you will actually be able to see that we have a new table down here. So even if you spend your credits, like let's just say I've got 1,000 credits and I go and use 240 of them, the credit amount will actually be reduced by 240 credits. However, in the background, it is constantly accruing. Eventually, and I do think this is another 4 to 6 weeks away, we'll actually show people what their cumulative total is. But in the meantime, we won't. What we're actually hoping is that every single one of our Mind PT professionals does something remarkable this year. They get to level 8, which is actually the diamond level, and they have earned 25,000 credits. When you have earned 25,000 credits, we will gift you something worth $2,500. And it'll actually be your choice what that is. You can either have $2,500 worth of coaching with me, or you can have $2,500 worth of nights at Serafini Mind Spa. So you might want to go and have a look at serafinimindspa.com. And here is a bonus that we are actually going to launch to the entire community. If you reach 25,000 credit points before March the 11th, we will actually match it. We will double it. And so we will provide you the opportunity to come to either Bali or Australia on a Serafini Mind Spa retreat at our expense. Right? Why would we do that? Because it's really, 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 really important to us that we actually have a very robust professional community. And I think what better way to have a really solid professional community than to share time together. And if you come here, you can share time with me. So that is one major upside. But the truth is that we cannot achieve the actual positive transformation we want to see in the world alone. We just can't do it. We have to do it as a collective group of people who are collaborating. Sean Acor's brand new book is called Big Potential. I would recommend every single person buy it and read it. I'm reading it, I'm taking notes, I'm highlighting, I'm underlining, I'm going back, I've reread most of it now for a second or a third time. I find it incredibly invigorating, but there is so much scientific proof that something beautiful actually happens to my own physical health when I am working with somebody on a common goal that is meaningful. Anyway, so I basically want to reward people who are really going to help us to grow this community of users. And they're going to be people who, quite frankly, are going to be, they're going to be valuing the positive prime experience. They're going to be engaged in the upsides. They're going to understand the benefits. They're going to really appreciate the ways that they are changing. And so let's break it down. Has anybody done the sums? How many people do you need to refer by the 11th of March in order to earn the matching 25,000 credits? $104. You have to earn 25,000 credits to begin with. So you have to invite how many people if you get 120 credits for every person? That'd be 25,000. 208. Yay! Thanks, Sue. All right. So do you know what? That does sound like a lot, but it's actually not a lot. It's really not a lot. We've got people in our community who've got 208 clients or members or students or people in their team, or this might motivate somebody to essentially go to the science area of our website and go and click on every single one of these elements of a positive prime session, watch all the TED Talks, make notes, be able to speak about exactly why and how a session physically works. They might do their own little lunch and learn or town hall meeting, or they might do their own little networking presentation, and they might end up with 204 or 208 people who sign up.
Hey, Kim.
Yes.
Sorry, I unmuted. Hi. So did you say you were doing a matching? So that's why the 208, 104. So 120 credits is 208. But did you say if you refer someone, there's a match, or no? Once they sign up, it's a...
Yeah, so you'll earn 25,000 credits when you sign up 208 people. And
okay, so it's 120 per.
Yeah, it's 120 per. And
okay,
if you get to 25,000 credits before March the 11th, we will then match it and gift you another 25,000 credits, which is another $2,500. So not only will we give you the experience of Serafini Mind Spa, we will actually pay for your travel expenses to come be here, wherever here is, in either Bali or Australia, depending upon your schedule. And the actual prize is open for 2 years. So if you want to come down under to Australia, but you really want to see Sydney and you really want to see the Great Barrier Reef, you want to do more than just come to the spectacular Sunshine Coast in the state of Queensland to Nautilus Retreat, which is essentially where we live. Well, it's not essentially where we live. It is actually our home estate. And we have a beautiful forest here, and we have beautiful ocean views, and we have a magnificent house that is actually the Fibonacci series. It's a very magical place that is shaped in a nautilus. The architecture adheres precisely to the mathematics and so forth. I can go on and on and on and on and on. But anyway, you might actually want to come in September of 2020 because you can't save up enough fast enough to come to Australia in 2019, or you might have children to organise or college to graduate, or whatever. So I don't want to be unfair about having people choose one or two or three dates in 2019 and then it not work for them, and then what was the point of basically doing all the hard efforts. Now some people actually don't like flying, right? So they might physically choose to have a $5,000 worth of coaching with me on, how do you get to be on, I'm recording this, I can't tell you who else is going to be on stage. I want you to think of a group of celebrities, like we're talking actually like proper famous people, but actually like globally, internationally famous, and not just like actors, and certainly not reality TV show stars. Anyway, we're talking about people of global excellence. Anyway, so someone might choose coaching. That's what they might actually choose. Or someone might say, hey, you know what, Kim, I actually want my own app, and inside my own app with my own branding on it, exactly like the Positive Prime app, I want to be able to give that to my clients. And we know that we have a package for the professional program. There are very special prices associated with that until I think it's February the 14th. But here's the interesting thing. After February 14th, we're actually going to full price. So in order for someone just to have their own app or their own player within their own website, because they want to show their custom bespoke session to their audience, it might be the readers of their book, or it might be, you know, the viewers of their YouTube channel or whatever. The truth is they might want to actually exchange that $5,000 not to come to Serafini Mind Spa, but to, I don't know, have a professional product. So I want to be very fair about what people choose and why they choose it for their own purposes. Anyway, let's go back here for a second. Because as you can see, I actually just introduced someone. Now, here's what's going to happen is you're going to go down here to, oh, these are the people who I have referred. So I have been their referee. They're my referees. Of course, the first one was Mayumi, the sweet darling. The second one, of course, was Patty Krummer. Most people don't know that Patty Krummer is actually just about to announce her official title of President of Positive Prime in the United States of America. Yay. And, and then, which is, of course, why she was the very second person to actually see this. And indeed, of course, my other half, Cameron, the lovely spouse that he is. So what will happen here in the future is you will actually be able to extract this list and download it. Now, if you're actually a coach or a manager, you're a leader, you're a therapist or so forth, you'll actually come down here into client manager. And let's just say Patty, and this is the truth, Patty was actually once upon a time a very high level VIP client of my coaching. I could actually go and add Patty as a client as well, which means I could then ensure that in her account, she had my content that I would only want my coaching clients to see. So we are building an entire client management system, and we will be building the analysis of it. And I will have permission to see Patty's usage. So I will know if she has been watching sessions every single day. I will know how she is feeling because I'll actually get a report on how she's feeling, right? I will be able to be proactive. Within the next 4 to 6 months, we will be launching the in-messaging program. And I say this, I don't actually really want to go to the effort. No, of course I will if I have to. But I'm thinking that you might want some pre-written messages like, hey, Patty, I noticed that you're really anxious. Maybe I could suggest that you go and watch Calm Down, Relax and Enjoy session. Or maybe you should breathe deeply. Or maybe you should go for a walk in nature. It's like there'll be an in-messaging opportunity for coaches and certainly for managers. So I'll tell you, we did a trial, a really successful trial in a relatively small organization. Funnily enough, it was a real test or trial for me. I mean trial as in the real kind of trial word, not just a trial as in an example piece of work. So the 20 people were psychologists. And I thought, here we go. I'm going to get a proper run for my money here. And we actually had them go through a 30-day program. They were absolutely, completely and utterly enamored, not only with the presentation that I gave that explained all of the science and the elements and why and how an actual session works, but they absolutely loved the experience. And interestingly enough, all of the other staff in this firm were also included. So accounting staff and HR staff and admin staff and so forth. Anyway, at the end of the actual program, the CEO and the owner of that company said, you know what, I'm not comfortable with paying for this service for all of my employees because I can't actually, you can't prove to me that they physically watched it. Even though I saw the entire culture changed, I saw people more productive and more efficient, more effective. They were kinder to each other. They were more helpful. They actually all said that they loved the experience. I had created a little private WhatsApp group for them, and I was kind of doing these little encouragements so that they would actually remind themselves to buddy each other and watch sessions and so forth. But you know what? I was absolutely floored because it was the truth. I couldn't prove to him by usage reporting that his staff actually had been watching. And more to the point, I couldn't even prove that their state had actually modified. Better, the same, or worse, right? So that tiny little bit of functionality inside Positive Prime is so significantly superior to what we had at Mind PT. I know there might be some people who might be frustrated because they're feeling impatient, that they want all of their sessions inside. But the truth is that what we have here now with only one session available today is infinitely better quality. It just is infinitely better than what we've ever had at Mind PT, right? Do you kind of agree with that? Yeah? I can't wait. So how much will each session cost if you do not have enough credits? Oh, brilliant question. 120 credits per session. That's 120 credits per session. So let me just quickly go here to shop sessions. This one's available, but let me go to add credits because this is where it works. So basically for $10, you can buy 50 credits. For $15, 100 credits. $20, 136 credits. So essentially it's effectively the same price. However, if you pay $9.99 a month, you will actually be able to get 60 credits a week, which means that within every 2 weeks, you'd be able to add a new session to your account. So I know that there are actually a lot of people who want to go in there and acquire 10 or 20 sessions or so forth. Something very, very, very important about this new program is that you will need to have a subscription, must, necessary, essential, not negotiable. You must have a subscription in order to be able to customize your own sessions within your library if you want to personalize with them your own photographs and your own goal statements. Now, having said that, we will be grandfathering those people who already have sessions and have already personalized them. But we will not be doing that for anybody new. And I have to tell you, that's actually a pretty difficult thing to happen right now. So we will also have really fantastic, more beautiful, easier, more effortless, more simple processes for people to actually personalize their own photographs. So in the old system, it was so laborious and annoying to me because I'd want to upload one photograph and then, you know, save it. And then I had to upload another photograph one at a time. And, you know, if I want 10 new photographs, like, so I'll tell you an interesting example. There are some places that I would really love to see in France. Cameron hasn't ever been to France. I actually used to live in Paris 20 plus years ago. But there are some places in France I would really like to see. So I went to Google Images and I had a look at a couple of the really, you know, top 10 things that I want to do when I go to Monte Carlo. And so the way for me to actually make sure that I reach that goal is I need to upload those photographs into my session so that I can stay focused on Provence and I can stay focused on wherever in Paris or whatever. So the truth is I usually will have 10 new photographs to upload at a time, not one. And I'm too busy, quite frankly, to be doing it one at a time. So I just assume everybody else is too busy as well. Alrighty, so slowly but surely over the next 2 to 3, maybe maximum 4 to 5 months, you will actually see the reporting improving, the way that it looks. We're capturing a lot of data in the background. Let's just say that we have, 10 people who go and actually encourage another 10 people, and then those 10 people all understand that they have their own referral code, and then they actually go and, encourage the other 10 people in their classroom or in their office or at their local sporting club or community centre or art class or whatever. So what I want to be able to do is display where all of our members are from all over the world. And I want to be able to do some pretty substantial surveying. So at the moment we have that one survey, how are you feeling now? And are you feeling, basically different? But imagine that we have 1 million new users inside the next 6 months. we can actually do a much more robust survey before and after, maybe for a period of 3 days, and maybe to 50,000 people, and maybe to women only, and maybe to women who are in their 40s, right? So it's really important that we try to encourage everybody who creates an account to essentially fill in that settings area so that we've got a lot more information and we can be capturing that data. Now, if there's anybody out there who really wants to do a substantial piece of research with us, we're going to invite them to do so. You might know somebody who has some methodological skills and some experience and wants a very specific survey asked before and after an experience. So we'll be able to actually structure that in a flexible way. So that's a lot to take in. Let's just go here. Will we be able to promote on Facebook to people in our Facebook community? The short answer is yes. I would prefer that you did it privately to begin with. I would prefer that you actually kind of have permission from somebody in a private forum to encourage them to create an account. And yes, sure, give them the sign up URL and then give them your referral code. And you'll be able to see naturally in referral when they actually become somebody who has been referred by you. The truth is that being upgraded to a coach or a manager or so forth is actually a manual process that we will be performing, and only for people who are essentially qualified within our community, because there is an incredible layer of trust there whereby you're going to be able to see your clients or your staff's actual behavior. So there will actually also be a functionality where somebody can opt out. Now, arguably, people, don't want to be seen to be opting out, but they want the rights to opt out, and we need to be able to provide that. So that's an extra little bit of functionality there. What else can I tell you? I can tell you something even more exciting. So within about a week, it is about a week, if somebody actually goes to our professional page and they choose to have a consultation with us and they choose a particular part of the professional package, they will earn extra credits, and so will you if they sign up to one of our professional programs. We also have something called a signature program. The signature program, we believe, is the best of the best, the most amazing annual program. We actually have 2 pieces of content that will be exclusive to those members. We'll have daily positive priming and so forth. And if you sign up to the signature program before the 14th of February, and or indeed anyone you refer does so by the 14th of February as well, there are all of these extra credits. So here's the truth. You could probably reach 25,000 credits with a whole heap fewer than 208 people. We haven't announced that to the actual general population yet. So all of what you need to see is actually on the Positive Prime website. And I'll tell you where we're actually going to. Mayumi and I are sending out a very, very, very long email. I know lots of people are telling me to reduce the size and length of my emails, and I will be doing so going forward. But you'll just have to indulge me for the 13th in the series of newsletters. It's outrageously long. And it is actually going to tell you what are the bonuses. So there's a table there that says, if you sign up to a particular package, or you have someone you've referred, a team member, a student, or a client actually sign up to a package, here are the extra bonuses. So you could actually be the kind of person who is a coach of coaches, and you could actually invite a whole heap of other coaches into the program, and they might want their own session. And so if they order their own session, both you and they will receive some extra credits. So ultimately, we're connecting with connectors, and we're all broadcasting our joy and our gratitude and our hope and our dreams and our love. We're going to create something really amazing, really amazing. Bruce Barnes, how many sessions are available in Positive Prime now? 1, being happier for the next 24 hours. Then we will gradually be importing them until we've got all 300 of them in over the next 30 days. So I know that Don't Sweat the Small Stuff and What Now coming in from Christine Carlson. And I know that most of the people on this particular, in this group now, if they have a session, anybody who has a session now, we're actually getting them to confirm that that session is actually approved, ready to transfer. And then we'll be transferring as we go. So it'll all be within a couple of days, really. We might have 10 in there by next week, and we might have 20 in the week after. Now, here's a very, very, very important little note. If you already have Being Happier, right, and you don't want it again, because of course you already own it, or you've already been gifted it, then write to Mayumi and say, I've claimed it for this, playing with Positive Prime, and this is essentially why you want to introduce Positive Prime to people who have no experience of Mind PT. And then what we will do is we will actually be able to swap Being Happier for you within, let's just say, a month's time to a session that you don't have, right? That's fair enough. Now, Positive Prime as an app. Positive Prime as an app will not happen until after we've migrated everything in, right? And the other absolute fact is none of the users from the Mind PT program have actually been migrated into the Positive Prime platform yet. Migrating users will take a couple of days. Then double checking all the connections, who's related to whom, why and how, that'll take another couple of days. And then double checking that they actually have the content that they did have will take another couple of days. And if they had any personal photographs, they'll actually be imported into their personal account. So we are literally talking at least 2 weeks. So the truth is that you will highly likely find that you're best off speaking to people who don't yet have a Mind PT account. Does that kind of sound fair? Yeah? Alrighty. So unmute yourself, if you will, for a moment and just let me know what you think about all of this.
I think it's great.
You think it's great?
Yeah, I'm just curious now for us or anybody that creates a new Positive Prime account, when the existing Mind PT accounts get migrated over, are they going to get matched up somehow? And
yeah, that's the intention.
Get, migrated?
That is the intention.
I mean, is that something that whoever sets up a new account needs to let you know what the old one was, or how is that going to work?
No, highly likely they are actually going to use the same username, which will be their email address that is related to Mind PT will be the same as Positive Prime. And once they're migrated over, highly likely they'll go to log in and they'll find that they need to reset their password, because when we actually do the migration, if the user is in the other system and the user is in this system, we won't bring over their password. They'll have to basically forgot password and go and reset it.
Yeah, I was actually considering switching, using a different email account. So that's what I was kind of wondering.
Well, absolutely use a different email account, and then I will actually give like a defined instruction inside our project plan to the software engineers and say, can you please take this user account from Mind PT and put it into this account in Positive Prime?
Okay.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Also, just as a suggestion, I put it in the chat there, but I really like the music you use with the Being Happier. I think that should be the default for any of the sessions that don't have their own.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? It is actually the default on some, but not the default on others.
Okay.
So it's not the default on calm down, relax and enjoy, for example. It's not the default on mindfulness, for example. It's not the default on the sleeping one, but then Joanne actually composed her own music. Like, she literally composed her own music.
Wow.
Her own music. That's who she is. She's a music composer. And so that music on the sleep session is built in with all of the binaural beats and the alpha gamma activation and everything else like that. It's extraordinary. So have I been nervous for no reason unveiling this?
No.
Yes.
I think you've done a super job. I'm Sophie from New York, and I was one of the original members going way, 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 way back with the I Am Grateful, and have been watching for years and years and years the sessions. Just love it. Purchase sessions over time. Watch it every day when I'm on the treadmill, when I'm at the gym, and it just puts your mindset into a great frame of mind. And to be able to share it in this way and grow the community is really exciting to me, because and the way you've set up the reward program and as well. So I'm extremely excited about it. I'd like to see how, if there's going to be like a video. Let's say if we share it with someone, is there going to be like a little video about it? Say, hey, look at this. Would you like to join and find out more? Is that going to be developed?
It is going to be developed, and it may take another couple of months. At the moment, what I would probably do is I would say to somebody, go have a look at positiveprime.com. There are some resources there. And then get back to me and let me know if you would like to create an account. And if you do, I'll be able to gift you essentially credits, which will allow you to start acquiring content.
Okay, that's great. That's an easy way to do it. So it's just so amazing to see how it's developed over the years. I'm just trying to think of how far back it was when we started that. We created the book, and I have the book. When was that? How many years ago does that go back to? Kim?
I have been on this journey now intensively for over 8 years. But
yeah, okay, so yeah.
The first book actually came out 11 years ago.
Wow.
I know. So Sophie, do you know what? Of course I recognize your name. One thing that's interesting is that I have a very good memory for names, like thousands and thousands of them, and I can almost play stories with everybody. And then often I'll be out and I'll meet somebody and I'll remember, oh gosh, I think that you were introduced by so-and-so and so forth. I am blessed with that kind of memory.
Excellent.
Yeah. All righty.
Kim, quick question. It's Sue, and I'm finally on the journey to get my session created. So is there any resolution that's needed if I upload or add pictures that I want from personal pictures in my session?
No. Do you know what? Anything.
And I can work with Mayumi on that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anything that you'll see here is actually web resolution anyway, right? So, the higher the resolution, the better. And what actually happens when we upload it into your session, so that it's one of the images that is seen inside the actual product, is that our system compresses it anyway. Doesn't reduce the resolution; it just compresses the actual file.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, I am actually thrilled. I really am thrilled. And, interestingly enough, a couple of the ideas I can give you. We've got one company who is ready for me to start doing workshops for their employees in a manufacturing environment. And the content that we're creating is absolutely specifically related to safety. And they already have a program that tracks incidences and time off work and so forth. So, it'd be great if we have professionals working to kind of create case studies like that or stories like that where it's physically transforming people. I know that we have a beautiful new member of our professional community who's a physiotherapist, and she shared with me a wonderful story about using a session in pain management. And I think we'll actually be able to work with her on her sharing that story. And I think that, the better quality stories will actually also bring notoriety to the people who share them within our community and so forth. So there's a lot more that we want to do for actually creating a social connection aspect, and also really an environment that facilitates leads. Actually, I should tell you this because Patty and I talked about this earlier. So let me just go back here. To the first level is aquamarine, right? Mm-hmm. Once they've watched the sessions enough to have earned 450 credits, Even if they've spent 120 of them and then another 120 of them, it will still be a cumulative total. They will actually receive the opportunity to have a Positive Prime consultant kind of connection or coaching program. So we will reach out to the people who reach Aquamarine. We are going to be providing the opportunity for our professionals to receive these people as leads, and we will try our best to match them. So in short, me and I will get to know who has reached the level of Aquamarine, and then I might say, hey, Patty, this person could potentially be an ideal client for you. Would you like me to refer them to you for a connection? And, you know, can I trust that you will essentially and we will try to manage those expectations as well. But I can actually see that we would have thousands and thousands of people coming through who are potential leads. And it doesn't mean that they will all turn into clients, but we will have a rotation system that we're actually building.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Really excited about that.
That's great. Now, I can download this both as an app on my iPhone as well as on my MacBook.
You won't be able to download the actual program on your MacBook yet, and that's probably 6 months away, because that's actually an entirely different piece of software. It will become an app for your iPhone, an iOS app, within around about 4 to 6 weeks. Best case scenario, 4 weeks. Worst case scenario, 6 weeks. And then it'll take an extra 2 weeks for it to actually be deployed as an Android app.
Now, so where am I downloading it then to right now?
You're not downloading it anywhere right now. You're continuing to use the MindPT app if you've got it, or you're going to the website and you're watching it on the website. So you'll be going to https://app.positiveprime.com, and then let me log out so that you can actually see. So see there, it actually is app.positiveprime.com, and then it'll be /login.
Okay.
But go to /login.
Okay.
And you'll put it in that address bar.
Okay.
After you've created an account. First of all, you'll have to go here. And look, the truth is, if you want us to send you the link, we can actually send you the link, which will get you here to create an account. I'll ask Megan to do that. Now, it is Saturday here in Australia, which is interesting because we haven't been interrupted, thank goodness, by my internet service provider, which is it's called Our Community Broadband. And interestingly enough, they, I'm sure, thought it was a really great idea to do all their network upgrades on Friday night from midnight and through to Saturday midnight, because, of course, everybody here in Australia is actually on their weekend. It's not Friday afternoon or evening US time. All righty.
Got a suggestion for you on this page. When we get our referral codes, if we're sending someone, we could send them this link here, and after the word sign up, have a / in our referral code so that it would automatically populate the referral code text box. That would be ideal.
You are a gem, Bruce. You're an absolute gem. Can I tell you, it is literally one of the instructions inside the project plan that within the app and also within your account, you'll be able to click an invitation that will go to someone. So we're definitely going to get there faster, but what we will eventually do is embed a little video inside that invitation as well. That might say, you know, you might love Positive Prime, watch this short video, and if you would like, here's a gift.
Great idea.
That
is absolutely my goal. And the truth
as far as the messaging goes, you mentioned after, you know, like I've referred somebody, they would be able to see more information about me and then send me a message?
Yes, that'll happen inside the store. So let's just say we have all 380 sessions in the store. By the way, we've actually got a lot more than that, but we've got a lot of sessions that aren't in the store. And as you know, as a professional, you or a HR manager or a, you know, whatever, you can actually order a session from us, but that does not mean that we will actually put it in our store. So usually for somebody to have their session hosted in our store as a product that, you know, essentially gives them exposure to other people, they have to have another part of the program. But anyway, so we've got lots and lots of sessions that we have created just for small internal communities, whether that's a sporting club or whether that's, you know, a cultural club or whether that's a network marketing team or an actual business or, you know, whatever. We've created sessions for companies just for their conferences, the main messages for the theme of the conference, you know. Anyway, inside the store, when people go, if they choose to actually use their credits to get your session, once they've done that, they will then, when it pops up and they actually, let's just go back to mine and I'll show you. The system knows that I've already purchased Being Happier. So when I actually go and see it in my sessions, it will then take me to a different page where I obviously can't buy it anymore. The only option is watch it. And so on that watch it page will actually be the facilitation of the connection with the author. That's if the author wants it, right? Some authors might not want that. I can tell you Christine Carlson wouldn't want that. You know, she'd have thousands of people contacting her. But it's absolutely the case if you're a coach looking for new clients, you might want that connection.
So if we have, like, when we get to that coaching page and have our clients identified in there, you would be able to send them, you said potentially like a message, I noticed you've been anxious lately or whatever, you know, that type of messages. Will users be able to message each other, like some sort of a social connection between?
There has been some conversation about social connections. Like we might actually have inside here a little bit like, you know, like a social network where somebody can say, hey, I watched Calm Down, Relax and Enjoy and I really love it. And you might connect with some other people. I think that we're probably 12 months off actually integrating a user's social network.
Kind of a forum page or something.
Yeah. What we will be doing, certainly within 6 months, because it's already we're already testing in the background, is that every single session is going to have a star rating. So all users, no matter who they are around the world, are going to watch a session, and if they like it, rate it 1 to 5 in terms of stars. And all sessions will actually have a viewing counter, right? So one of the things that we actually discovered was that we would have people who want to partner with us who would create a session and then do absolutely nothing to encourage any people to join the community or so forth, right? So I'm essentially working a way around to make sure that those of us who are involved in this community are also accountable for the way that we're developing the community.
Kim, will you have any new presentations that are specifically now focused on Positively Prime as opposed to the Mind PT, so that as a way of outreach, giving presentations about the Positively Prime? Are there any new things coming up for that?
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to be recording a new short-term masterclass that will be under, 12, 15 minutes on, what is positive priming and why should we be purposeful about it. And I'll go through like a high-level summary of the science. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. And look, we're actually in conversations with some amazing academics about doing some clinical research as well. But the way that clinical research works and the way that ethics approval works, even with our best intentions, we won't have the results of any kind of substantial clinical study for at least 2 years. Ethics here in Australia, if we involve an Australian university, is going to be at least 6 to 8 months. And then it's going to be at least a couple of months in design and at least a couple of months in application. And so there are certainly things in the pipeline that we're really racing towards so that we're up and running by the beginning of next year. Not that, when when I say up and running, like, do you know at this particular moment in time, the science is if you log in and you watch Being Happier and that's the only thing that you watch, you will positively prime yourself every single day. It's just that if you actually want to develop a new language inside of your head with respect to some of your limiting beliefs or some of the ways that you self-sabotage, then you need lots of different content to address lots of different areas of your life. If there is, you know, something, a skill or a talent that you actually want to develop, like for me, it's actually patience. We have a session called Patience something or other, and I actually watch it relatively regularly because it's just not such a bad reminder for me just to breathe deeply. I am the classic manifestor in the human design, you know, system, and I want everything yesterday.
Yeah. Wow.
So Kim, I was, let's see now, what I was, gosh, it just went away now, darn it. Oh, the daily prime, is that going to be after you get all the sessions migrated over? Is the daily prime?
Correct.
Like,
So I'm that if you love daily priming, then you continue to watch it inside the app. But if you want, and that's why I actually would love if everybody accumulates all of the credits, not necessarily from viewing, but from referring new people, and maybe then encouraging those people to either choose a professional program that suits them or choose the signature program so that you get all of these bonuses. But in short, yes, I will be continuing to watch via the app. So I will be continuing to use my PT at least for the next month or two. All right. Hey, guess what? I absolutely have to go because I've got another meeting to run to. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Well,
I really appreciate you all being here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Much love to you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.